Oh boy, we got a good surprise coming up later in the show, don't we, Cotter?
It's been cooking for a while, baby.
Oh, you've asked and we've cooked.
Yeah.
We've cooked. There's a lovely special guest, a cameo, an appearance on the pod.
Yeah, boy.
From Sarah Jane, adventure actor, will be on the pod.
I'd say one of the most loved characters.
Absolutely.
I've seen a lot of first edits in the last couple of months for said character.
Really?
Yeah.
If you are a fan of middle-aged men skating, then I think you'll be really happy with this cameo. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Try and put the pieces together to who it could possibly be.
People, they'll never know.
Particularly with the episode we're reviewing today. I wonder who it could be.
Guys, today we're going to review The Last Sontaran, which is a Sarah Jane Adventures episode.
Also known as the sequel to The Sontaran Stratagem and The Poison Sky.
Correct. Yeah, the sequel that everyone asked for.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm glad that we got it.
Me too.
We're going to get into that a little bit later in the episode. But before then, man, we got some hot news. We got a new collection box set announced, which I'm stoked about. We'll get into that very shortly.
Second last series ever. Season ever.
And we can't wait to talk about that. But before then, if you are listening to us for the very first time because you saw maybe a thirst trap was in this episode, then let's
get to that point. Just keep watching us.
But make sure you subscribe because we're here throwing you these kind of surprises, these lovely little things.
We're always working so dang hard.
Just so hard.
Behind the scenes.
So hard, mate. Just typing messages.
The amount of people I message to try and get on this show, it's bizarre.
Yeah, Connor gets drunk and he's like, bizarre. I better start messaging.
This is a false accusation about me.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50doctor. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a 5-star review because you love that you're going to see a lovely, lovely, beloved character on this podcast, okay?
What a tease.
What a tease, mate. What a tease.
What a dang tease.
All right, let's get into
the show.
50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50%. Podcast.
Whoa. I'm stoked to get back from some Sarah Jane Adventures stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we've done a lot of Doctor Who lately.
Too much.
Too much Who. Nice to take a break from that.
I'd be happy not even to mention that series, actually.
Okay, let's not then. Let's not. Every time...
You can if you want. I just don't know if I want to... I'll say anything about it.
Every time we mention something from...
Yeah, series
He
one.
Should Not Be Named series, we must scull half of our drink or something like that.
Right, okay. But that does not count series 1, 2005.
No,
I'm not sure why that can't. I know.
We're talking about the 2024
trying to make it more
season.
complicated, which they did, to be fair. They did this to me.
So look forward to that.
Yes.
But yeah, let's hear from Christopher Eccleston. It's time for the news.
And I was having such a nice day.
Sorry, that soundbite can be a little bit loud.
What got announced, Aiden? God damn it.
Doctor Who season 25. My nerd brain is going crazy.
So this is the second last season.
The second last season.
Right,
Sylvester
26
McCoy's...
is the last.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Sylvester McCoy's second season. And his last one to be released on the Blu-ray range because...
Right, so he's got all of it now on...
Yeah, first Doctor to be fully completed on Blu-ray.
Let's go.
Because Colin Baker has one story at the end of Peter Davison's last season.
Right, okay.
Yeah, a bit wacko there. But yeah, and Sylvester McCoy, both of our favourite Doctor in Classic Who, I think.
Tied with Pertwee, I'd say.
Yeah, I say that, but I think the more I go through Pertwee, the more I'm like, there is quite a few just nothing stories where it's just a bit too long.
I haven't seen it as much as you, but...
Yeah. But yeah, I love the Silvera. I just love the vibe of it. I love Doctor Who being on its last legs and it giving it a proper good last hurrah.
Yeah, there is a good vibe to it.
They made Doctor Who pretty good again, but it just wasn't quite relevant enough to stay on air.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah, it's cool. I'm stoked. We got great stories in it. Story that I watched as a kid. I actually have the DVD of, but I've been so excited for it that I've thought I'm not watching that until I get this Blu-ray. That's how hyped I've been for this Blu-ray.
Is it the Dalek one?
Remembrance of the Daleks.
Right, that's with the.
They go to Coal Hill. It's got the
big Dalek,
the big gun Dalek,
the big gun. Yeah,
yeah, big gun Dalek.
Yeah,
got a big dog in him.
That'd be a great one too, because we always pick one for the
pod,
review for the set. Yeah. I'd love to do that episode.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well. We'll see where we're at with season 2 or whatever.
As well.
Set at Coal Hill. We'll see what we're reviewing at the time, but we might be good just to go through season 25, do all 4 stories. Because you got Remembrance of the Daleks.
I ain't against that.
I don't know the specific order of the stories here. But Remembrance of the Daleks, you got Happiness Patrol, you've got the Silver Nemesis, the Sideman story, and you have The Greatest Show of the Galaxy, which I think is the one with the Candyman.
Right.
The eyes. It's either that one or Happiness Patrol has it, but I think
it's
the
like the licorice all sort face. Yeah.
I've not seen any of. Well, I've seen Remembrance of the Daleks when I was so young, but I've not seen the other three before, and I don't really count Remembrance of the Daleks because it was that long ago that I saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it would be good for the audience as well because they can like watch at home and then have our reviews to. We might as well just be a bonus Blu-ray.
Yeah,
bonus
check us on there. There's that many special features on there.
Yeah. Behind the Couch with
Aiden and Connor.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. It's me.
It's got like, jam packed full of your usual special features. You've got Behind the Sofa. You've got making of documentaries. You've got something that they started doing recently where they put the actors into an escape room.
That's hilarious.
It's like a Doctor Who themed escape room. So it's Sylvester McCoy, Bonnie Langford, and Sophie Aldred in an escape room together, which I think sounds awesome.
So is Bonnie Langford in this series? I think she left.
No, she leaves at the end of 24.
Right, so she left in. We watched it. It's called Dragonfire.
Dragonfire, yeah. We reviewed that one on the pod.
Correct. So that was the last of series 22.
Four. This is 25.
Shit, boy. I'm
but
all over the place.
A massive hit for this one, and I know a lot of people are super happy about this, is that every episode has updated special effects and like a special edition cut of it exclusive to this set, which is huge because usually in the past we've only got one story that's had updated special effects. And I think there's even been a couple of sets that haven't had anything with updated special effects on it. Could be wrong about that. So that's like a huge like plus. And I think that shows the perks of not doing these really cool announcement trailers. Because in the past we had, a skit with a past actor or actors come back, which have been awesome. But now that we've had Tales of the TARDIS, we've done most of the companions with these skits. I think it makes sense for that money that they do probably cost a pretty penny to make, for that money to be spent actually doing stuff with the sets themselves rather than just these awesome trailers. Thoughts on that?
Sure. I mean, that Leela was in the last one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, I think also we live in that time now where there is stuff like Tales of the TARDIS where we can easily bring back these people who I think are more than happy to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure there's tons of behind the scenes shit with fucking Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy to keep you
sink those teeth in there, mate.
Yeah, I continuously have this battle in my head that I should be getting these collection sets and
they're pretty cool.
I should stop being a loser and actually get them
and become a loser and collect Doctor Who from 40 years ago.
I'm sure there's a way of doing it that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, but I guess we'll find out. I'm excited for everybody else. How about that? Is that what you want me to say?
Are you excited for me to bring the collection set down to the studio and we can
I always get so jelly though. I'm like, it doesn't look good.
Does that hurt you? Does it hurt you when I show you them?
I mean, I'm happy for you. Does it hurt? I suppose. I mean, like, what I wish I did was start doing it at the beginning because that would have just been so much more cost effective.
Do you know what frustrates me whenever these sets get announced? And I don't know why this happens every time they get announced. It's so personal.
It's personal?
No, it's just weird that my mind always seems back to this. Is that I'm so annoyed that for some reason the Three Doctors, I take so much care of my Blu-rays. Like, I do. Mm-hmm. I think you borrowed stuff from me in the past and I've been like, don't. Or like Dan did once or something and I was like, don't.
I never have just because I didn't want the fucking hassle of dealing with you. I seriously didn't. It's not worth it.
But I mean, I just don't want my disc to get scratched. I don't want the cases to get damaged.
That's fine.
When I was a kid, I've done it in the past and I hated it. So now I take prestigious care of stuff. And these things cost a lot of money. Somehow, The Three Doctors has like a scratch on it or something. It jumps when fucking Omega takes off his... When the Megatron takes off his helmet.
Right.
It literally skips from him like putting his hands to his head and then it like cuts to... I think it cuts to him like after the reveal. So like if I'm ever like showing my kids,
right? Don't
have kids yet. When I'm like ever showing my kids because I'm a cool dad, the Three Doctors, and I'm like, oh, this is the best bit. This is the best bit,
and it skips.
They'll just never see that.
Are you saying
the Megatron has no head?
Came scratched?
No, I think the first time I watched it was fine, but I have watched that one a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times. But I do seriously I take them out of the Blu-ray player, back in the case. Like I do not fuck around with these things.
How could it have gotten that then?
I don't know. It makes me mad, and I'm like borderline buying the standard edition Blu-ray just so that I can get that disc replaced and put into my limited edition.
You're gonna do that?
Maybe when I'm a baller.
Right.
When I'm a baller, I might. Yeah.
Maybe that is like, as much as I don't want to do the standard editions, they are just so much more available. I think there's a particular Peter Davison set, the one with Earthshock on it. I've seen some that are like being sold for like $1,000.
I think that would be the rarest because
it's ridiculous.
It's the second one they did, but the first one has been re-released. So yeah, it probably will be the rarest one.
It's like, come on, man, like really.
Fans of Peter Davison's era will be mad, but that's awesome. Super excited. Cover art by Lee Binding looks amazing. Season 25.
Yes. Who made it? Sorry,
Lee Binding. He does like most of the covers.
Right.
He did the Steelbook cover for season 1. Which I spent $1 million ordering the other day.
Oh, for this current series one?
Yeah. Oh, I've got to skull my drink. Oh, no. That's not the start I wanted, mate.
You mean the current one that's come out?
Can you give me we like to drink with Aiden. Aiden is a mate.
We like to drink with Aiden on a Monday because Aiden is our mate. And when we drink with Aiden, he finishes half in A. 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, and an 8.
That's about half.
That's good.
Yeah.
That dang series.
God
which I
damn
won't
it.
name.
What series?
I'm going to name it, baby. Ha ha ha. No, those whoever did make that series 1, I meant series as in like that one that was.
Where are you going with this? You just wanted to have a drink.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Connor was just thirsty.
I didn't mean to say. I generally didn't.
You better finish that
the
drink,
one
mate.
who made that. I was going to say the one who made that series, but I said the one who made that series 1. Whatever.
I think you got to have your drink, mate. The one who waits. Oh, get it down. In one
I
bit.
generally didn't mean to say it.
Get it down. You can't talk between sips, mate. You got to do it in 1, 3, 2, 1. Look at him go. What a thirsty boy.
I generally didn't mean to do that.
Well, what a Monday night, mate. What a Monday night.
God.
Today, mate, the Last Sontaran.
I'm very excited to talk about this because it's been a hot minute since we've done a Mary Jane episode. What does Maria's mum call her? Like, she always gives her funny names. She doesn't never says her name right.
Yeah. I think she called her Mary Jane in this one.
She has all different names like Mary Jane and Susie May and stuff, something like that.
Should we do a little Sarah Jane Adventures segue sting?
Doesn't the guy who does the Sarah Jane score, doesn't he do the Tales of the TARDIS score?
Correct, yeah.
Cool.
That's really cool. A very magical sounding score.
There's a little fun fact for you fuckers at home.
Didn't have to call our listeners the F word.
I'll call them whatever I want, goddammit.
Fair.
They owe me everything.
The Last Sontaran. It is the first serial of the second series of the British science fiction television series, The Sarah Jane Adventures. The first part of the 2-part story aired on BBC One on the 29th of September 2018.
BBC One?
Yeah, man.
Really?
With the second part premiering immediately after the first on the CBBC channel. The series, which is what they did with season 1, if you remember.
They must have done that for like a publicity thing.
Yeah.
If you enjoy,
I was talking about season 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure you correct yourself.
This serial marks the departure of Maria Jackson, played by Yasmin Page.
Who else?
Well, what Wikipedia hasn't informed us of there is that there's another character, underrated, that leaves in this episode. And that is, well, there's 2 actually. There's Alan Jackson and there is Chrissy Jackson, played by Joseph Miller and Juliette Cowan, respectively. That's Maria's parents.
I'm not trying to spoil anything, but it's not their last appearance. Because they do make a quick cameo.
But it's their last main episode.
Yeah, it's really weird though. Because it's kind of like... I wonder if they were going to keep doing it, but they only do it once.
Well,
it's odd.
I had a bit of a geeze to see like what sort of happened. Turns out Yasmin Page wanted to focus on her GCSEs. I think that's the English thing, the big exams.
Yeah.
So fair enough. And good on her and her parents for being like, you've got this great gig here, could do great things for you, but if you want to prioritize your studies, then you do that. I think that takes a lot.
I'm sure she could have come back as well if she wanted to. I'm sure they could have.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But it does feel more like a finale than a premiere in a lot of ways. Like I don't know, it's got like the explosive and the actionness and the fast pace of a classic Russell premiere. I know this one is written by Phil Ford.
Philly, my boy.
Directed by Joss Agnew. Yeah, but it feels like there's like a really big emotional core and undertone to this episode because of this departure.
Yeah, you never quite forget about it while watching the episode. It's always there.
Yeah, it is always there. But to find out a little bit more about what happened here, as to why, where, fuck it, I'm not even gonna. You guys have already guessed. Joseph Millson himself, has sent us a lovely, lovely video.
We haven't seen it.
We've not seen it yet.
It could be insulting us.
So we had tried to sort of hook up, actually getting Joseph onto the pod, which just didn't end up happening. And so just an hour before recording, I just messaged Joseph and was like, "Hey, love you." No, I didn't say that.
Sweet.
But you're a big.
I do love Alan Jackson.
We all love Alan. If you have a second, we got this pod coming out this week sometime, and the guy literally got back to me in like half an hour with this amazing
maybe
video.
less. You literally messaged me like, I just messaged Joseph Millson, and then like I'm just at home and I see a video pop up.
Yeah,
it's like Joseph Millson sent a video. And I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
So yeah, we've not seen this before. Let's check out this lovely message from Joseph Wilson. Let's hope he's not telling us to leave him alone.
Hi there, it's Joseph Millson here, aka Alan Jackson. And yeah, final episodes for me of SJA. Well, I didn't know they were the final episodes. I was hoping I'd be there a lot longer. So I just loved every minute of that show, and I wish there could have been more for us. And I'm so grateful for everyone else who loves it. So rock on, SJAs.
Let's go.
Thank you, Joseph Millson.
That's so cool.
By the way, I was just that whole time referring to him as Joseph Wilson. I'm so sorry.
Joseph Millson.
But Joseph Millson, what a guy. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Can I just say that he's looking great, seriously.
He is, yeah, mate. He's a good-looking
He looked fantastic in the show, and he looks even more fantastic now. Thank you for sending that in.
That's great.
That's incredible. Thank you.
Joseph wanted more. He loved his time.
That's fair enough. I would too, you know?
Yeah.
That's just so cool. That's wild. Yeah.
Alan Jackson has stopped by our podcast.
That's so cool. I'm just so giddy. That's
and in doing so, doesn't join the whiteboard of doom of names of people that
wiped off
of names of people that we tried to get on the pod but couldn't come on the pod.
The ink is still fresh from Dylan Home Williams on there. It's still fresh.
He's busy. He's making a spin-off at the moment.
He is busy. That's awesome.
But yeah, that's an awesome little treat. We're excited. That's an exciting way to get into the pod, right? Into the review.
Love that. I feel giddy for that.
I feel giddy, mate.
We got a free cameo. We got a free cameo. Start cameo, Joseph.
Yeah, you'll make a quick buck, mate.
Everyone loves him. I swear. I've been seeing so much. It's so like that's what makes Doctor Who and even its spin-off so special. Is that like I see every day like Doctor Who fan accounts posting like Sarah Jane clips and Alan Jackson first traps and stuff, and you know it's what makes this show so like important in pop culture. I think you know. Yeah. Everyone loves you, Joseph. If you're listening, and we are so grateful for you. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I was originally sending you the messages. Thank you. Always so kind. And even though I know you were really busy with doing your film and stuff, which we should shout out. I know it's probably in editing now, so when it eventually comes out, he wrote and directed it. So working on some cool projects. So definitely give that a shout out once that is. Oh yeah, we should give it a watch. Ready to come out. Yeah, I'd love to. Shall we talk about Last Sontaran though, mate? Let's do it. Let's do what it's all about here. You've seen this one before? Oh yeah. I definitely had seen bits because I understood the vibe and I remembered bits of it, but like I couldn't tell you. Like I probably saw this once as a kid in the background. And so like I've been an adult going into this episode for the first time properly. And I can't tell you just like how much fucking fun I had with this. It's so good to be back into this like fun like Sarah Jane Adventures stories. Yeah, man. This could be to be honest, big call. I think this is my favorite one so far. Really? Even more than Revenge of the Slovene? I had so much fun with this, dude. It's such a good time. I think more than Revenge of the Slovene because you get like Alan joined in on it more, that there's like a larger scope to it without missing out on the heart and the like really sweet moments of Maria deciding whether or not she would want to leave and
You know, Alan being like, this has to be Maria's decision.
He's the best dad on TV.
This is so good. This is the best dad on TV.
He's the best dad on TV. Like, he's so lovely in it.
Yeah. I like we're just simping over
Well,
Alan.
I would have said that anyway.
Yes,
I
correct.
generally would have.
Yep.
I've always loved Alan. My mum's always loved Alan. Seriously, I'm like, I told her about it.
That's how you get mums
on
into
the show. Yeah.
That's how you get mums into Doctor Who.
Yeah, this has always been super fun for me. I think I watched this on Nickelodeon back in Australia back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being like super upset that Maria and Alan were going. Like, I really loved their dynamic in the series, and I think it does have like an emotional beat behind it. And like I was saying before, I think it does stick with the whole episode. I think it's really cool that, like, you know, we're seeing these scenes that are delivered by kids and young actors who I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, they actually are really carrying these scenes, and you really do feel the emotion, considering we haven't had that long with them.
Yeah, I can't believe we only, what was that, 5 stories in season 1 or something? 6 maybe?
Yeah, reminds me of something else I'm not going to mention that didn't do it very well.
Oh, yeah, I guess this shows how well you can create characters and attach to characters. And and especially these episodes are only 27 minutes long.
Exactly.
Whereas, you know, another possible TV show might have them in the same universe be 50 minutes long and not do it as well.
Yes. Whatever that is.
No idea.
I think this was
getting edgy with this.
Cool as, hey?
We're getting edgy with these calls to this possible season.
I never said what it was.
Yeah.
I just always loved this episode because I thought it was so cool. I loved when I think this is the second last villain they bring in from Doctor Who, because we got the Jadoon. I guess they're not really villains, but yeah, this is the second last that they bring in, and it's always like an instant crowd pleaser. But I think even the way I would have said this. Someone can go back and find it. I would have said this in our Sontaran Stratagem and Poison Sky review. Every time I watch that episode now, I always watch that ship that gets hit. That
can you see it in there?
It's a shot from Poison Sky.
I know it was, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a generic ship.
I'm sure they picked just a shit from the scene, and then went from there. But every time I watch Poison Sky,
you're like, that's him.
I always look at that ship, which I think gives this episode. So what's his name? Skull.
Commander Carr.
We'll just call him K.
Yeah, Big K.
Big K.
No, Little K.
Little K.
Yeah, they're like a rapper.
Little K himself. I always look at that ship, and I think it has emotion behind it. The Doctor gets mentioned. I have seen is it the Sontaran experiment?
Yes.
From series
where Sarah meets
12?
the Sontarans for the first time. Yeah.
12? Cool, thank God.
Oh, no, she not for the first time, for a second time meeting them.
Yeah, so she met them twice. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What a blast.
It's fun. It's a blast. I
feel like that's
really
Sontaran being hit in the explosion of the ship right now. What a blast.
It is a blast.
Yeah.
It's also like super cool after, I'm not sure what, was this airing alongside Series 4?
So this aired in September. So no, Series 4.
Right.
This is the first Doctor Who universe thing, I think, to air post Journey's End, I think.
Interesting, because in Journey's End, in Stolen Earth, it is just it. No, I'm wrong. I was going to say, like, obviously Clyde and Maria aren't it, but you do hear Luke saying, like, I've called Clyde, I've called Maria, and they're okay. I was going to say, I wonder if there was a mention to them not being there, like Maria being in America, but no, that's cool.
Well, there's also a little thing here where this is so nerdy, but I dived into the Wikipedia to find this sort of information. And so in all of season 1, the Mr. Smith's like animation on the screen is like a little diamond formation-y thing. But season 2 onward, it's like a fluidy thing.
And that was like that
in Stolen Earth, it's like a diamond thing. So this is definitely between them there.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is a way to watch all these episodes, even Doctor Who in like canon order.
Didn't our man Dan do it?
Not only in series. So he didn't do it in episodes.
Right, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's walk through the plot a little bit. So we open with like these little dancing lights and things.
The size of footballs.
the size of footballs, mate.
Yeah.
As and they like dance around the satellite space station. There's a daughter and a father working on this. It's not a space station, satellite station.
Satellite, yeah.
They're working on there.
Satellite 4.
Got grounded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically throughout the plot is these guys get turned into like agents for the Sontarans, basically. One of them's a sleeper agent. We don't find out till later on. The daughter, she was one of them all along. But the daddy, not to be confused with the real daddy of this episode,
Correct.
is typing away, trying to form all the satellites.
I like it.
And control them to bring them crashing down to Earth to just cause chaos, cause explosions. And they wanted them to hit the nuclear reactors and stuff to cause massive explosions. Actually makes sense. Like, I get it.
It does. And it's for revenge of the 10th Sontaran battle fleet that got destroyed by UNIT.
Very similar to Revenge of the Savine. It is a Doctor Who monster that was recently destroyed in Doctor Who, coming to avenge from the Doctor's doings, but the Doctor's not here to save the day.
I love that. And even the seriousness of like Sarah being like, we're calling UNIT. And it's like, you never call UNIT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that kind of thing, you know.
So throughout the show, Maria, like we said, is juggling whether or not she wants to move away or not. She's got this crazy opportunity going on at the moment with the Sarah Jane Adventures gang. Like, this stuff is awesome. She knows that the universe is massive, and this is her way of experiencing that. But she also knows that the universe is massive in another way, and she's trying to juggle whether or not moving to, is it New York?
It's just America, yeah.
To America.
No,
they go to Washington.
Washington, yeah.
With her dad is also another massive opportunity.
Yeah.
And so she's weighing up that, and she keeps it close to her chest early on, but we get these beautiful heartfelt moments throughout the show. One early on with Luke when she tells Sarah first, doesn't she?
Yes.
And
Sarah has that like
Sarah's cold, man.
stank-ass reaction. I guess it's like kind of alluding to the fact that the Doctor abandoned her for so long.
Yeah, she's got issues there.
She's got trust issues. Yeah.
Because Sarah can be cold. Like, we said this in season 1.
She can.
Early on, she's quite cold, and we sort of see her warm up a bit, and this
Yeah.
felt like a bit of a relapse, which I think made sense character-wise. I was okay with that.
Totally, yeah. She definitely is less... her character is a lot less... friendlier and cuddlier than I remember, I suppose.
I feel the same.
Which I really appreciate, though.
Yeah, and I think we will see her grow warmer throughout each season.
I'd love that, though. I think that really, it's like an arc. Like, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't make her seem like a bad guy as well, which would be so easy to do. She just...
Her reactions are understandable, I think. They
couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
She's a flawed character, and that's great for like a kid's show to have, the maternal figure not be the perfect figure, and that's really great.
Even with her conversation with Luke, I think it's really cute.
Yeah, okay, that's in part 2, yeah?
I would have enjoyed seeing maybe something with Clyde, but I guess I
don't want to repeat that too much, I think.
Yeah, I understand that. I still would have preferred it, but yeah, even the scene where like I think you feel the intensity of like the Sontaran being there. You understand.
Oh yeah.
You understand like the history, I think, and for a kids show, definitely I can still get behind it and enjoy what they're going for. And yeah, I think the attack, although it might be like kind of silly, all the satellites, it's kind of like cool and it makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
I actually don't mind it.
I like the idea of all the satellites coming together. That's just going to go and explode a bunch of like nuclear.
Why the fuck not?
Rockets. That's going to destroy the whole world.
Absolutely love it.
It's another countdown, but that's cool.
It's very similar to most of the Sarah Jane plot so far.
Ding.
But I think because we'd had a break from after Sarah Jane Adventures season 1, it was like it didn't feel too similar to me. I remember the season 1 finale of Sarah Jane feeling a little bit. I think I had got a bit sick of that formula by the time we got there. But this felt, I don't know, it still felt refreshing to me. The action, it's so action packed. The energy of the Sontaran chasing them around is so. I love it. It's so. I was like glued to the screen watching this one.
I do love as well. So the Sontaran also it's not Dan Starkey.
Yes. Okay.
And it is.
I was going to talk about this.
General Stahl.
No.
Who also I believe came back for the Chibnall era. The actor came back to do a Sontaran.
Not sure.
And also that the actors from the classic era. He's in a Trial of the Time Lords. Or Lord. So
I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
The actor is in it. He plays one of the creatures.
The more you know.
Yes.
Anthony O'Donnell
Syl.
plays Lil K. Is that what we called him? Lil K?
Yes. Special K.
Yeah, so Anthony O'Donnell plays Special K.
Yeah.
And he, I think, does an incredible job.
Yeah.
It's so nice to hear someone and see someone doing a different performance. Like, Dan Starkey's great, particularly as Strax. Like, you get it, you know? We love him.
Sir, emergency! I think I've been run over by a cab!
It's so great how all three of these actors we've seen portray them. They all kind of like, you can tell they're the same race. Like they talk the same way, they sound the same way,
just slightly different.
Slightly different, but they're also clones, so you kind of have to be kind of the same.
It's the same reason, like, I'd love New Who to take a leaf out of Classic Who's book and have maybe like different people voice the Daleks from time to time, with that same vibe about them, but just slightly little.
Nick Briggs.
Nick Briggs can fucking still be there, but we could also have, you know, Nick Briggs' cousin doing it. So, do you know what I mean? Like, just having people Todd Briggs that can have slightly different, like imperfections or whatever to their voice.
Right.
That fits the same vibe as
Not all squids sound the same, quite frankly.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I get what you mean. And, you know, general style. Zonta!
Sontaran. Do you remember in War of the Sontarans? Sontaho.
No, I actually don't. Sontaho?
It's like when
Sontaho?
I think it's when he needs to be killed or something, when he's like disobeyed.
Right.
And he goes like Sontaho.
That episode fucking slaps. I don't care what anyone says.
I think everyone likes that one for the most part.
Dan Starkey comes back, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Starkey comes back and the General Star actor comes back, who is in the Classic era, by the way. I'm dying on that hill. Because I remember doing the Trial of Time Lord review and being like, I know that voice. And it was.
And I think we're going to do like a revisited series later in the year, I think, where we're going to go back and do Flux. And
I'd love to do that.
Because we've talked about it for a while, because this is obviously started as like a rewatch pod, which it still is. It's just in various different forms at the moment.
The show regenerates.
And so we've also kept up with new episodes, but we'd love to a few years after the episodes.
What series is that?
Series 13 is the one that we're going back to do.
Right. It did Siri. It did Siri again.
Oh, has Siri been activated?
Because you said series.
Oh, for God's sake, Siri.
They love that. It might
Siri, no, Siri, go away.
I think the speaker's off, but it's probably making a noise.
Siri, I don't like you.
Do it.
Thanks.
Good?
Good? You like that? Siri, do you like that I don't like you?
No.
Siri, what are your thoughts on Alan Jackson from the Sarah Jane Adventures?
I found this on the web for what are your thoughts on Alan Jackson from the Sarah Jane Adventures.
And
check it out.
You couldn't just think for yourself.
I suppose it's kind of like, can I have an opinion about something?
Siri can have an opinion.
I'd like her to.
Siri, what do you want to call me? Okay, Siri's shut up now. Thank
Daddy.
Christ. You calling me Daddy?
Daddy?
Nah.
It's a long run. Yeah, we will rewatch Flux.
Yes, is what we're saying. Yeah,
because it's funny because when we got to Timeless Child, which fuck me, that's nearly a year now that we finished the rewatch. My plan was to keep going, and I got to War of the Sontarans, and I went further.
Yeah,
my plan was to finish the rewatch to get to the 60th, to get to Power of the Doctor.
Yeah,
I never did it.
So I've not seen most of those since they came out. I've watched Power a couple of times, not recently, but I've definitely seen Power a few times because what a story. But
what a story, Mark.
Yeah, Flux I've not seen in a long time, so it'll be awesome to revisit that. Idiot.
I love that. A man's allowed to experiment.
This is an episode for the dads.
It is.
Okay, all right.
Cat.
The Last Sontaran, mate. What did you think? I feel like maybe Clyde had a bit of a quiet one this week.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't even get told on screen that.
Yeah,
it just cuts to him looking at a telescope going, I'm going to miss her.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Well, I wish we could have seen a scene.
I would have been nice, yeah.
It's like, what was stopping? I'm sure he was somewhere in the episode. But what was stopping? Oh, he was like, I'm going to go run off and distract the Sontaran while they're in the Sontaran ship. What was stopping him from just being in the ship with Luke when he found out?
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool to see Clive's reaction, because I think Clive has a seriously interest in that. We've seen him start in this series as a very annoying brat who actually does care about people, but is like hidden through insecurity of being a little brat and a little shit. But is slowly starting to learn, especially through Luke. Well, he is. Well, he was. You know, especially through Luke, he's starting to become like a kinder, more open person, particularly with a story that comes up in this series, which is great. We'll get there when we get there. But I would have loved to have seen. I reckon he would have had a similar reaction to Sarah Jane at first, being like,
yeah, be a bit cold and yeah.
who the hell do you think you are, leaving me?
But let's not get stuck on the what would have been and what could have been. Let's look at what has been and what was.
Can I tell you something that was?
Yes.
When I was a kid.
Ruined my transition.
Sorry.
No, yeah, you tell me. You've done it now. You've done it now. Go on. And I want you to feel bad about it as you do it.
No, I already do. A scene that terrified me when I was a young lad. And it's nice to talk because, like, obviously, like we've done all the old episodes now that I watched when I was a kid, and you don't really get to hear the stories about me being scared while watching these shows.
Doctor Who.
The scene where you see Special K in the ship, and he's got that like green goo blood like, on his face, and he's like as he's crashed. That I watched that when I was young, and I was like, ugh. I was scared. It scared me, man. Sorry, what was your Pooey transaction?
Transaction? Are you paying me?
Yeah, sorry, your transition.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll move on from the transition. But my point that I was going to get to was obviously Alan gets a lot of screen time in this episode, which is fantastic. But a big thing is he brings Chrissy on for the ride.
I love that.
So Chrissy finally...
she's so fucking funny.
She's so funny. It's so funny, this episode. Like
they have such a good dynamic.
It's got heart. It's got action. It's got drama.
The karate teacher's
It's
like...
got humor.
Yeah.
It's got everything you could want.
It doesn't talk down to a kid as the audience as well, which I think is the most important thing.
Yeah. Or me as an adult.
I still enjoyed this as much as a kid as I did as an adult.
Preach it, sister.
Like I love seeing marriage problems as a kid.
Yeah, I love seeing that stuff. That's
I grew
great.
up in my house, didn't I?
And
I'm kidding.
Oh my God. And you understand it.
Sorry, Mum and
Excuse
Dad.
me.
I know you love each other.
You understand it a lot more as an adult, though, as well. Like, those problems are real problems. So that's a great little bit of heart to the show.
Oh, it hurts so much to hear her say to Alan, is it Chrissy? Say to Alan, it's like, don't you see we get along so much better as friends and husband and wife? It's like, you take that back. How could you leave the dad of the year?
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. I would have said that. I would have said that if Joseph said, no, I don't want to send in a video to your podcast.
I actually hate your podcast.
I watched it and I thought it was shit. I would have still said that. I think he's such a lovely character.
Yeah, he's lovely.
I also like they set up the hills as well.
The hills?
They set up the hills in the thing. It's like, take them off the hills. They're... Because that's what...
Oh, the hills. I thought you were talking about hills, like the geographic
like the hills have
shape
eyes.
of... Yeah.
No, there's two good foreshadowing moments. Number one, she walks into Alan hearing from Mr. Smith that the weakness of the Sontarans is through the vent in the back. So she does hear that. And then she's like, what's going on in here?
Yeah.
And then, second of all, when she's walking through the actual hills, in her hills, she takes off her heels on the hill. And then she smacks the Sontaran with it later. With a heel. While on her heels.
Yep. Thanks for that, man.
No worries. I just like the foreshadowing.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's all there, mate. It's all there. The heart, the drama, the love, it's there.
I love running down hallways and getting chased by...
Yeah, the laser guns and all that. It's exciting. I can't express how much fun I had. Like, literally...
It's good to be back in this show.
It is the most fun I've had with the Doctor Who universe, with new Doctor Who.
The Who-niverse.
In the Who-niverse.
Yeah.
Since I saw Power of the Doctor for the first time, I want to say.
Cool.
Like, it surpasses anything that's come out in the RTD era, and that's nothing, no shade. But just in terms of fun, like it truly in terms of enjoyment, how like into it I was. I couldn't critique it, and this is me watching it pretty much for the first time. Like, it's not me with nostalgia glasses or anything. It's me watching it as like an adult.
I was a bit like that, but
watching it for the first time, going, "This is fucking great! Like, feed me this shit, please."
But again, not to sound like a broken record, but I think it really does just like tackle all the themes it does. It is fun. It is it's adventurous.
Phil
It's
Ford
got a lot
does
of action.
so good, man.
Absolutely, but it also like it has an emotional punch. That ending, it got me. Like, I watched it last night. I watched part 1 and 2 together. It was just me upstairs. The fire was roaring. I was sober before anyone asks. And I was getting fuck you. And I was getting a bit like bit misty eyed. I was like, this works. Like, I generally did as a kid and as a grown man. I do like these characters, and it does suck that we don't see them again. Into a little cameo later on in the season, but that's it.
I'm excited for when that cameo is because I don't know about it.
I won't tell you what episodes it's in.
I can imagine it's the finale probably, but I'm excited.
I hope it's not in the next one. Oh my god, the next one trailer is so funny. It's like they fire a shot at like. So the next one trailers are so silly. That's okay.
Are you talking about the next time trailer for episode 3 or for
No? So this is the cliffhanger for episode 1 is Special K shoots at Clyde and Sarah Jane, and then like the next Sun trailer plays, and you just see them like it literally opens with a shot of Clyde and Maria like opening a door in the next Sun trailer. It's like, okay, so Clyde's fine. Not that he wouldn't be.
But what I did, because I know you're getting onto it here, I paid attention to be like, are they going to spoil that Sarah Jane is alive? Sarah Jane's not showed in the next time trailer,
And then
so all the kids watching could have been like, Sarah's been killed.
That's true, because I guess I did eat my words a little bit, because then I was like, that's kind of silly. But then when the episode starts, it's Sarah that gets shot by the stun.
Yeah, well, you can tell it's Sarah that's about to get shot at the end of part 1 because of the way they frame it up and stuff.
I guess I wasn't watching properly.
Fake fan.
I guess I was watching with an eye closed.
Correct.
Great memories of just watching this episode as a young lad in my house, my old house, and just being gassed at being like a Sarah Jane Adventures fan. It was playing on Nickelodeon in Australia. It was a good time to be alive.
So yeah, the gang comes. They all rock up at the satellite.
Satellite.
Alan's
4.
there. Chrissy's there. They're all there at Satellite 4. Knocking out the Sontaran.
I love that.
Sontaran had a sleeper agent all along with the daughter. That was a plot twist that I was like, gasp! They got me.
I'm coming to press buttons.
So yeah, and it does go into a bit of button pressing and saving the day. Yeah, Luke just rocks up and he's like, they have 3 fingers. That affects the numbers that I'm going to use. It kind of made sense, kind of didn't. But
did he mention like the metric system or something where we have 10
yeah,
fingers?
so we have 10 because we have 10 fingers.
And then
so
I have 6.
Sometimes
I kind of like that was... I get it. It's kind of like jargon, but it kind of... at least...
There was a little bit of logic behind the jargon.
I accepted it more than like, say, in the... what was the laser tag episode where literally Luke just goes up to a computer and goes like...
I'm flying the ship back or something.
I'm smart.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly solves the problem.
Yeah.
We're always with the card like, I did appreciate a little bit there. Did I know what metric system is as a kid? No. Do I know what it is now? Not really. Maybe. I don't know. I've heard of it before.
We're not a math show, guys. Come on.
No.
Come on. But yeah, and then we go home. We say our goodbyes to Maria and Alan.
I will miss her, says Clyde, looking in a telescope.
But at least Rani's coming now.
Yeah, I do like...
he moves the telescope down to the street as Rani's cast.
You know what they should have done? Like the taxi should have gone around the corner, and then like the movement van should have come in like the second after they left, and Rani pops out like, "Hi guys,
hey guys, I'm Rani.
I'm moving into the house across the road."
Yeah,
is it literally? I think it is the same house, isn't it?
Yeah, they moved.
So it's the same set.
I've not even watched the show, and I'm 90% sure
it's the same set. That's funny.
Yeah, you got to save money where you can, mate.
Of course,
Kids show.
And it actually does make logical sense. The house is for sale.
Easy solution.
Easy solution.
Everybody wins except Joseph, who couldn't come back to the show.
He comes back once.
Sorry, you tell him that.
Is there big
like,
finish
Joseph,
audios?
I wouldn't be mad if I was you because
I'd
you
love
did come
Joseph
back.
to come back.
Yeah, could you imagine in series 2 Joseph rocks up?
Did Maria come back? I would love
Doctor Who.
I'd love that.
That would be the most random thing ever, though.
But everyone would love that. I'm not even joking. Like generally, everyone would love that.
Like,
I'd throw my fists in the air.
Yeah.
You know they did that farewell Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Was Maria in it?
Not sure.
Me either. Okay, great. I don't know if they were in that.
Someone tell us, thank you.
But I guess one final thing I will say is 2 final things. I do like how Maria's mum's like, I actually do remember everything, but they deserve like.
Oh, that was so sweet.
It was sweet, and I really liked that.
She grew a lot as a character throughout the show as well.
Man. I think she kind of regrets.
This character looks so good.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's so good.
I could make a comment, but I won't. And I do love nothing. I do like the ending. Like it is a cliche, like Sarah Jane monologue when it just shows a shot of Bam at the 33 Bam Road at night.
Yeah, and the stars
and the stars. It is classic Sarah Jane, but there is a beautiful line. It's like, you know, and I actually did it. How cringe is this? It's like, you know, if you're missing someone, look into the sky. Chances are they're looking back at you. And I looked down the sky. And
God, I thought of me whilst I looked up at the stars in my house.
I actually don't think I thought of anyone, but I was like, I'm just going to do what Sarah says.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll do what Sarah says.
End scene.
And then, next time we have
Bradley Walsh
rocking up on my screen. I knew that was coming up, but
my name is Graham O'Brien.
I always
work for a clown.
I lied. I thought I kind of knew that I always get this mixed up, but I know in series 4 there's the Nightmare Man, right?
I haven't seen that.
I have, because that's the season I have seen of Sarah Jane Adventures.
Right.
But I always thought that was Bradley, like as a kid. I don't know. I got it confused. But Bradley Walsh is next week, basically, which is exciting. Well, next month for us. But
do Clyde and Ronnie end up together?
No, not in. I think they would have had the Sarah Jane Adventures come to an end prior to Elizabeth Sladen's passing.
But I swear you said to me on like a Big Finish that.
Well, the latest Big Finish, they really tease it.
Doesn't Clyde have a kid though?
No, but in a story he does. But it's like, it's like part of a plot.
Oh, an alternate universe.
I could be wrong actually.
Okay.
He does have a kid. I can't remember, but he's not married.
Is it Ronnie and Redacted season 1?
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to meet Rani.
Oh, what could have been.
I'm excited to meet Rani.
Me too.
I'm so excited.
I mean, even seeing her in the trailer, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember loving this character.
Yeah, same. Because like I said, didn't grow up with season 1 for me. Like I got into Sarah Jane Adventures a few years later and didn't really dive too much into the older stuff.
Like you being a little bit too cool as a kid to watch the kiddie show.
I don't watch a kids show. I'll save that for when I'm in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Point.
So for me, it was great to get to know Maria for the first time. And it'll be really cool to get to know Rani, the Rani, as an adult.
The Rani,
yeah.
The Rani herself.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So, and it'll also be nice to know that this cast stays for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
I think,
gang.
Is it Sky who comes in?
Sky joins in season 5, yeah.
Yeah, and I literally have never seen a single episode with her in it.
I think I have seen some. I know I've never seen the last one. Actually, no, I don't think I saw season 5.
It's only 3 episodes, isn't it? 3 stories?
3 stories, yeah.
Right, 3 stories,
yeah. I've got a feeling that maybe Luke isn't in series 5 as much, though. But I could be wrong about that.
He's at college.
It will be that. I 90% guarantee that will be what it is.
Yeah, okay.
All right, mate. Can you give me a review for The Last Sontaran?
A review? I just gave
Sorry, a rating for The Last Sontaran.
I'll give it an 8.5. This is just super fun.
Yeah.
Balls to the wall, just good fun. Classic Sarah Jane, really good fun. Mm-hmm. It has the emotions, it has the humor. I would have maybe handled Maria's ending a little bit different because I feel like the emotions there really until maybe the end where it's a little bit rushed. But I understand they had to like wrap up everything super quickly.
Yeah. I had a fair bit of time put into it at the end. Because it is another Sarah Jane. They do this a few times where the episode sort of ends about 20, 22 minutes in. Yeah. And you get like 5-minute conclusion.
You know, I love those last couple of minutes. It's when some of the best character work is done.
It is actually.
Just like the talking around the TARDIS bit, like the kill the moon.
Mate,
we're going clear off.
Like I said, we don't compare our Sarah Jane Adventure scores with our Doctor Who scores. But I'm going to give The Last Sontaran a 9. For what this show is, I don't think, to be honest, I would have handled it any different. The way that I just like watched this episode and got invested in it, I was there for it from A to B to Z to fucking A to B
to that X
to Z
to X.
Again.
That's like the 2 C's, the one C in the backwards C, that weird X.
Whatever the fuck you're talking about, yeah. probably that.
To pi.
But yeah, I just had so much fun. Like I really did. Like I loved it. I really loved it.
Well, I think you're really gonna love this series. It's super
I hope so,
fun.
man.
I was looking at the I was looking on iPlayer last night. all the episodes, and it's just a super cool series. And I think it like, again, what I really respect about the series, I think it's not afraid to go dark. Like the next couple of episodes, like there are some in there that like genuinely spook me.
You're scared. You're like, Aiden, I don't want us to do those ones. I'm scared.
Fuck you. Maybe
I'm
as a
scared.
kid. Maybe as a kid, I was like, this is cool. This is on Nickelodeon, and it can be quite graphic, you know, when it wants to be.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's great to be back in, maybe we'll see the Sontarans again.
Sir, emergency! I think I've been run over by a cab!
Not spoiling anything.
Dare I say, I don't know that.
Nah, neither do I.
Okay. Dare I say, I think our pod works best in this format of like the looking back.
I know.
But yeah.
I feel less stressed.
Definitely. Guys, we will continue Sarah Jane Adventures next month. We'll do 3 weeks of other stuff and then we'll come back and do Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
We got our little cycle as we do, which is still finding its feet in the post recent new episode era. So I'm avoiding saying it, mate.
Good on you.
But also Connor's going away next week. Yes. So we're about to stop recording and then start recording next week's pod a week and a half, 2 weeks in advance.
Yes.
So,
and yeah, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be ranking series 10.
Yes. And
all you Capaldi heads.
Please, can we end that episode with what the boys have been watching?
We will do that.
I've got a list.
We don't have to go through everything in the list, mate.
I've got 5 things.
Okay, that's fine. We can do 5.
What do you think I was going to... I don't watch that much shit.
Each.
I'm not you. Like, Jesus. I don't watch a movie.
Stay tuned to find out what
we've... I watch a movie every night.
I don't do that. Stay tuned to find out what we've watched over the last 3 to 4 months, whilst there has been some new episodes of a TV show out that has dominated our
Apple lives. TV show?
No, I'm saying that because we were reviewing another TV show that wasn't Sarah Jane Adventures. We haven't been talking about the other stuff we've been watching, which is why this is the 3% Doctor Who podcast. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for listening, watching. Make sure to subscribe, like if you haven't already. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph, so much. Thank you for dealing with me in your DMs.
Yeah, and me.
For the last second.
Yeah, for the last second. Hey, I'm the one that got him.
You got the victory lap.
Yeah.
Let's all give Aiden praise.
Yeah. Connor's on nudie runs.
What'd you say?
You're on nudie runs. It's Aiden and Connor's podcast. We're doing Sarah Jane Adventures reviews
on a Monday.
Doing Sarah Jane reviews
on a Monday.
Fuck, I love that show.
I did do a nudie run twice for...
I've seen you do a nudie run before. I've seen a video of you doing a nudie run.
Yeah. Ooh, did I show you it?
I think
someone else showed you it.
I think someone else filmed it and showed me it, and they said, "Look at this."
Hey, look at this. Yeah, I lost in beer pong.
I've seen your ass
twice. Yeah.
Have you ever seen my ass?
I don't think so.
We've got time between this and the next recording.
Of course.
Okay,
always.
I
don't think I have seen it.
Let's do it. Come on, have a look.
The hairy mammoth. You disgusting beast.